Hello there, this is Red Racer, and to follow up our Nintendo Switch reveal presentation video, we are going to talk about 3 articles which I thought are noteworthy. They are in no particular order, but I found these 3 articles very interesting. I will not read the whole thing, but the links will be in the description. Let's get started. So the first article I found was on Forbes.com. It came out on January 16th, 2017 around 10:15 a.m. And the article is called "The Hidden Costs of the Nintendo Switch Keep Adding Up." So basically they complained and analyzed the prices of the Nintendo Switch. We know that the Nintendo Switch itself will come at a cost of $300 here in the US. And so they talk about the costs of the price of all the different accessories that Nintendo offers. So let's look at that. So the first one is $30 for a Joy-Con grip that actually charges. The Nintendo Switch does come with a Joy-Con grip, but it does not charge the Joy-Con controllers. So if you want to charge that independently, besides putting it on the Switch tablet itself, you will have to pay $30. Then they go on to say that $70 for a Pro controller. That is way too much in my opinion. I think they agree with me, or I agree with them. $80 more for Joy-Cons. And that's for a pair, a left and a right with the little straps. That costs $80. That's, I think, too much also. I think the Pro controller should be $60 or $50, and the Joy-Cons could be $60. And then $90 for another Switch dock. Keep in mind that the Switch dock comes with a dock, the HDMI cable, and the AC adapter, but still, $90 for basically 2 cables and a little plastic dock. That's way too expensive, I think. And the Switch comes with 0 games, and you must buy a micro SD card. You can buy games by themselves without a micro SD card, but let's face it, 32 gigs is nothing. You will run out of that really fast. Now let's look at the math that I did for my own expense. I already reserved the Nintendo Switch for myself at GameStop, and that will cost $300 plus tax. One game is $60. I do want to get Super Bomberman R, and I think that will be cheaper, I don't know, but for now we'll just go with $60. I'm not a huge Zelda fan, so I don't think I'll buy that game right off the bat. So $300 for the Switch, $60 for a game, $10 for a USB Type-C cable that I bought off Amazon. It was on sale. It usually costs $20, but it costs $10, and it's Anchor, so you know it's a good brand, a good reliable brand. Alright, so $10 for that cable, and they said that you can charge it from a power bank or an AC adapter, so I just basically bought a new charger. And I also bought a 128 gigabyte micro SD card on Amazon for $40. That's actually a pretty good deal, because if you want a 256 gigabyte micro SD card, that costs over $100. If you want to get 256, just buy 2 128s, and you'll have to swap out the SD cards every now and then if you want to play some games that are on one card or the other. So let's add it up. 300 plus 60 is 360, plus 10 is 370, plus 40 is 410. Plus tax, which in California is 1.08, is $442.80. And I did not take into account the e-waste recycling fee, which basically you have to pay in California for anything electronic that you buy. I think it's $4. I forgot, but it's a small little fee, so it adds to the cost. And I do have a lot of points at GameStop, so I can redeem my points for a $10 gift card or a coupon, so subtract $10. And I have $70 credit from games I traded in. I actually only have $40 in there right now, but I'm going to sell 3DS Pokemon games that may get me $80. So 70 and 40 that I have on there is like $110. So that will reduce my costs somewhat. In my opinion, for me personally, this isn't really much of a problem. I grew up playing video games alone for the most part, and even now I mostly play video games alone. My wife might join me every now and then to play a video game, but you know, we're not going to be doing that all the time, so we don't need to buy extra controllers, extra games, and extra dock. You know, it's fine. But I can see how this can be a problem for other consumers, especially for parents that have multiple kids, multiple teenage kids. Second article. The second article talks about how the Nintendo Switch sold out at GameStop. The pre-orders allocated for GameStop have all been sold out. And this is on Polygon.com. It came out January 15th, 2017, 6:11 p.m. You found out what the Switch was on the 12th. 3 days later, it sold out at GameStop. I went to my local Target. They do not accept pre-orders, so you have to wait in line at 3 o'clock in the morning or overnight or whatever. Since I already got mine at GameStop reserved, I didn't go to Walmart, I didn't ask, or Fry's or Best Buy or some other stores that you might find like Toys R Us. But I did, in the article it did say that the Nintendo Switch is unavailable online at all major retailers in the US. But on eBay you can buy it for like $400, the cheapest, and maybe even $500. And it's funny because Reggie said that he didn't anticipate the Switch running into that kind of supply and demand problem that faced the NES Classic Edition, because they wanted to ship 2 million the first month worldwide, but it looks like they're probably gonna not meet that goal. This is my opinion coming up. Maybe people like me said, I don't want to miss out on this like I did on the NES Classic Edition, so I will pre-order the Switch. So maybe Nintendo wanted to make the NES Classic scarce to drive up pre-order Switch sales. That's what I'm thinking. Third article is from our beloved Emily Rogers, aka Arcade Girl. So the name of our article is called 10 Reasons Why Super Bomberman R might become the best-selling Bomberman game of all time. She lists 10 reasons. This came out on January 16th, 2017. So these are her 10 reasons, and I'll give an opinion on what I think. 1. There are limited games at launch for the Switch. So Super Bomberman R has little competition besides Zelda. For the most part, I agree with that. Especially if it's cheaper than $60. If it costs $40, which I think would be ideal, I'll definitely get it. 2. It will launch with the system. And this applies for any other game. If you launch a game with the system launch, chances are you'll get free publicity and people will be more aware of this and you may sell more copies. 3. It is currently a Switch exclusive. And she was saying that fans of Nintendo will most likely buy exclusives and not ports. And that makes sense. Why would you buy Nintendo to play other type of games that are on other systems with better graphics, right? 4. Fans will buy third-party games at launch, and with no first-party games at launch, that's basically the same as number 3. 5. Other competitive games will launch later on, and 1-2 Switch can't compete because it's too expensive. This is basically point 1 again. So she already had 2 points repeated, I think, in my opinion. Link in the description, tell me if you disagree with me. You can read the article on your own. 6. You can buy a physical copy, which may attract buyers at stores. That's a good point, but people that play Nintendo games also buy games online. In my personal opinion, that won't really affect me. If I do buy Bomberman R, I will probably buy the digital copy, just because I read an article that's only 4 gigs. So I think I will just buy it digitally. I don't want a cartridge taking up the room of the only cartridge slot for the Switch with such a small game. I'd rather have a really large game on that, like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. 7. Last Super Bomberman game released 2010. People are ready for another game. That's a good point, I think. After 7 years, yeah, people are itchy for another game. 8. Social media may help. So she was saying that Bomberman now has social media on its side, but you can say that about any other game. So this is reason number 8. It's not really an exclusive reason for this one game. 9. Esports are more popular now. That is true, so that's a pretty good reason. 10. People will tell Konami with their wallets to release more great games like this. And I agree to some extent. Of course, we can't really say if it's a great game. We haven't, very few of us have played it. And I'm pretty sure Nintendo has an NDA with everybody that played it already, so they can't really comment on the quality of the game. So that's her 10 reasons. More like 8. I think 2 were repetitive. But yeah, let me know. Please comment, like, and share. This is Red Racer signing off. Thank you for your time. I'll catch you on my next video. Bye.